Hey guys, and welcome back to today's trade recap of the 28th of October 2022. Today I didn't trade the London session because I was too busy coding the updates for the indicators. I updated the breakout catcher, FinALGO version 2, the Session Pro indicators, so now you're able to modify the colors of those boxes here. It's not in this version yet because I haven't updated the chart since, but yeah, that's basically it. So today I was only looking to trade the New York kill zone basically here from 8 a.m. to 11 a.m. New York local time, and that's really important. You have to set your chart to New York local time because that's how the algos work. So 100%, I did not look forward to take any trades before 8:30 because you see, usually this bottom wick could also have been like this, and it's just too much risk. Like, even if I would have placed my stop loss somewhere below here around the Asian and the London session low actually, then it would have worked. But yeah, I just don't like to take that risk before 8:30, so I waited patiently. I'm not someone who's jumping into this top here and then getting liquidated or something when price is pulling back, but I waited and I saw price is pulling back to the 144 EMA and the VWAP. So I was very happy to see this, and I saw a nice doji pin bar here, followed by a bullish engulfing candle. So a candle that is engulfing this last bearish candle to the downside. If we turn off the Scalper Pro, we have this bearish candle here and we engulf this one indirectly. So very bullish setup, but I waited for one more confirmation, which would have been the stochastic RSI crossover, since the Scalper Pro is already bullish. And on the same exact stochastic RSI crossover, so as soon as this candle here at exactly 9 a.m. New York local time closed, we also got a Scalper Pro breakout, and you have to think about it. 9 a.m., that's when a new hourly candle is opening up as well. So hourly traders, the traders that only check hourly charts, they want to get into this long. And we got this beautiful VWAP 144 EMA bounce right here. I placed my stop loss at the most recent swing low, and it hit my 2-to-1 risk reward within roughly half an hour on a 5-minute chart. I did not even have to go down to the 1-minute chart today. It was a very calm and laid back Friday. And E-mini SP500 futures contract moved really well afterwards. So let me draw this. I really like to draw it. We had our consolidation. We broke out. We pulled back. We continued breaking out. And if you remember from 2 days ago, I think I said all markets do is they consolidate, they break out, they pull back, or they reverse. Today was one of those beautiful breakout, pullback, continuation days. So we broke out again and we consolidated for a little just to continue along the way. And again, we consolidated here, here, here. And we will see what happened afterwards because that's still live trading. I just got back from walking my dog and started to record this video. So we came up. You can use a little box tool for this and just highlight all those candles here in this little box area. That's where price consolidated, and then we saw we had 2 doji candles being formed here inside this last bearish candle. Let's turn it off again. So 2 bearish candles, pin bar formation here, but we did not fall all the way down. We filled this fair value gap here. If you're into smart money concepts, you know what I mean. Right here, this fair value gap, this volume imbalance from this high to this low basically of the candle, and this candle in between, there's a little gap. That's what smart money traders call fair value gap. And yeah, that's basically it. So price just wicked into it with a doji. We got our stochastic RSI crossover on the following candle, and the Scalper Pro is still bullish. And I took this setup as well, placed my stop loss here at the beginning of this fair value gap, targeting another 2-to-1, and beautiful, I made 4% profit today. I'm very happy with that. Now actually I only made 3% because on my first winning trade I risked a full percent. I risked 1% here to make 2%. And on my second trade, but only if the first one was a winning trade, I'm only risking 0.5% to make a full percent. So all up I made 3% today here on the ES S&P 500 futures contract on a 5-minute chart. Same again, we got this crossover, and afterwards we're done with the kill zone, so I'm not looking forward to take any trades. But again, today is perhaps one of those days where we consolidate for a second time. Now we broke out of it, and on this candle we got our stochastic RSI crossover, and the Scalper Pro is still bullish. But if it's already the third setup in a row, I'd say the probability isn't the highest. The probability is still there, but I would only look forward to take a 1 to 1.5 risk-reward ratio just to make sure, because after a while buyers are getting exhausted and sellers start to get the upper hand, just to liquidate some of those weak buyers that jumped in here somewhere, drop it below the slow maybe, or drop it even lower for people that jumped into here. You can also use the volume profile. Let me pull that up. It's also always interesting to look at the volume profile. So let's say, for example, we want to see the volume profile from 8 until 9. We see the volume point of control is all the way down here. That's where we bounced off. So that's where the majority of the orders have been executed. That's where the most volume came into the market. This would be another confirmation as soon as you enter up here. All right, okay, the volume's not up here. So if the volume point of control would have been up here, the buyers would have been different, because that would mean that market makers or smart money traders got most of their orders filled up here, and most of the people got liquidated here. Didn't happen. Today was just a beautiful continuation trade. We pulled off from here and continued, and there was basically no resistance to the top. And yeah, so that's how you can use the volume profile. You can also drag it out a little bit further. So let's say you wanted to check from 4:30 last afternoon session America. Would have seen majority of the volume was happening up here and not here at the bottom. That's why price came back and tested this fair value gap here during the London session. So that was beautiful price action. We had this sharp drop with a recovery. We recovered it slowly. For the trend line traders out there, you could have also drawn this trend line here, peak 1, peak 2, where we came below to test the smart money trader fair value gap. We held support. We had a beautiful bullish engulfing candle out of this box, out of this fair value gap on the 5-minute chart. We broke above our trend line. We held above the trend line, tested it once, twice, until we continued with some sort of a consolidation. And yeah, the only thing that happened is, in case you are a trend line trader, you perhaps would have drawn this trend line, and you could have gotten stopped out here by this wick right at 8:30. That's why I like to avoid the 8:30 news candle, and I just wait, and then we bounced off this trend line again. So this was just a big fake out. Alright guys, I hope you learned something from this video. This week was a great trading week here on the E-mini futures and on Euro US dollar as well. I did not take any trades on Euro US dollar today, because I made some good profits yesterday on Thursday with this massive drop. I caught this peak here during the London session. I saw this engulfing candle. I saw the Scalper Pro bearish divergence here already during the Asian session, where we made higher highs and lower highs on the Scalper Pro. And yeah, that's the power of, if you see the bigger picture. So the Session Pro indicator is an awesome tool. The link for that is in the description below. It's a free accumulation zone session indicator where you see the kill zone. So the London kill zone, it's basically 1 hour before and after the London stock exchange is basically opening. Same for the New York session and same for the Asian session. And we see how we continue to trend up this week. But on Thursday, they released the new, the ECB, the European Central Bank, released new data. I think they raised the interest rate by 75 basis points. And that's why we got this drop on Thursday. Alright guys, before I finish editing this video, I had a little break in between, unplanned one because I was short on time. I saw that we actually broke through Wednesday's high, so we formed a new high of the week here on Friday and a low of the week here on Monday, straight up here. So beautiful trading week here on E-mini S&P 500 futures contract. Very beautiful price action, very easy to trade, to be honest. I mean, today's setup was just brilliant. I mean, we had this trend line falling into this fair value gap here on the 5-minute chart, reversing during the London kill zone. So we actually created the low of the day right here within the first hour of the London kill zone. Then we broke above the EMA and the VWAP, had news fake outs. Let me zoom in here actually so you guys can actually see what I'm looking at. We had this fake out, I've been talking about this earlier. Then the kill zone was over, we consolidated for a little bit. We received another stochastic RSI crossover signal right here within this consolidation, as well with a nice bullish engulfing candlestick. Hit another 2-to-1 risk reward. Within this trade, while still being in this first trade here at 11:35, we got a new crossover signal of the stochastic RSI with the SCALPER Pro still being bullish, with another beautiful bullish engulfing candlestick, which also hit a 2-to-1 risk reward. And this white line is the high of the week we formed on Wednesday that we actually broke, and we just continued trending up higher. So even after this trade, we would have received another signal right here at the stochastic RSI crossover, still with a bullish SCALPER Pro right up here. We've been bearish for exactly 5 minutes basically, but everything else, yeah, it had another 2-to-1 risk reward before closing. But that's why I prefer to take my trades during the kill zone, because they happen quick. I mean, this one is pretty quick as well, but you see how it's being dragged out. Like, those are 5-minute candles, and look how small they are compared to like the bodies of those candles here, right here. So yeah, I hope you learned something from this video. And yeah, I will see you next week for more trade recaps and for the second lesson of the coding indicators tutorial in PineScript. Stay tuned for that, and make sure to subscribe and like this video. And yeah, take care and happy trading. Recover great on the weekend. And yeah, until next week.